Good afternoon. This is Louisiana Cooking and Living. Welcome back. If you are new to my channel, welcome to you too. My name is Katie and we are going to make just some regular old homemade chocolate chip cookies today. I've kind of adapted this recipe over the years and done a little tweaking here and there, and I kind of named them Gooey chocolate chip cookies. And I guess it's just a favorite in my family, and a lot of their friends, my kids' friends, like them. And I just thought I'd share them with you today. This will be just a little quick recipe because everybody knows how to make a chocolate chip cookie. We'll just run through the ingredients real quick. And I don't really have any like special techniques I do with my cookies, except for the fact that I cook them at a lower temperature for about the same amount of times, and that's what makes them kind of turn out gooey instead of like a dry, crumbly cookie. We like them kind of not raw, but slightly undercooked, I guess. Anyway, so we will just get started. So I am going to double this recipe, but I will read to you the single serving or single recipe. It's 3/4 of a cup of butter. I have, of course, a double amount in here. And I have, it's very softened. You can see it's very softened. So in this bowl I have 1 cup of brown sugar. Well, I have 2 cups. So 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/4 of a cup of sugar. And so therefore I have a half a cup of sugar. And I think that's part of the secret maybe, is using more of the brown sugar than the white sugar. Makes it a little bit chewier. I'm sorry if it's a little loud in the background. This is Sunday and football is on. So we'll get all this sugar in here. Oop. All right, give this a quick blend. I don't do anything special with, I just throw all my ingredients in. I don't sift my dry ingredients and do all that stuff. I just throw it all in here. All right, so next is 2 tablespoons of milk. So I have 4 tablespoons here. 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So, well, it calls for 1. I'm putting 2. This is the homemade vanilla I made with you guys a few months ago. 1 egg. I'm putting in 2. Here I have my green egg from my girls. And I have a really pretty pinkish color here. All right, now that my wet's all in here, I am gonna, give this a little mix. Two teaspoons of salt, so I'll put 4 teaspoons in here. I'm using my Redmond real salt. 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, so I'll put 1 1/2. I find baking soda is kind of clumpy, so I kind of like to just smash it in my hand before I dump it in there. Give this a quick mix, and then we will start adding our flour. Hopefully my butter wasn't too soft when it was going in. Had some soften on the counter, but then I decided to double the recipe. So I have, it's 1 3/4 cups of flour, and of course here I am doubling it. So I have 3 1/2 cups. So just put a little bit in at a time. Sometimes I add oats to my chocolate chip cookies. Sometimes I use half spelt flour. I love spelt flour. It's an ancient grain, and it kind of gives it a nutty taste. I also love pecans in my cookies. I'm not sure if I'm just going to do chocolate chips today. I'd rather put pecans in it. I prefer pecans over the chocolate chips, honestly. If I go to the mall, to the cookie company place, I like the Pecan Supreme cookies. I prefer just the pecans. It must be the Louisiana in me. I like it to mix just till it's just combined, not to over mix it either. So I'll throw my one recipe, it would be 1 cup of chocolate chips, but here we're putting 2 in. And I mix them with the mixer. It is that easy to make homemade cookies. We are done. And now we are going to spoon this and get them on the pan. All right, I'm just going to show you my cookbook real quick. You can see how well used this is with all the vanilla extract spilled on it. All right, gonna pull my beater out. You can use a cookie scoop for this. I just usually use 2 larger spoons, that comes with your silverware set, because we like our cookies a little bigger. I think that probably helps with the gooiness. I have my oven preheated to 325 degrees. And I just take my 2 spoons, get some. I have a parchment lined cookie sheet here, or sheet pan, and just spoon them out. Now if you wanted to kind of do your freezer prep like I've been talking about a lot of my meals lately, if you used a cookie scoop, put these on your sheet pan, and then put them in the freezer to flash freeze them, and then you could throw them in a Ziploc bag and then bake them whenever you need a cookie. Just pull a few out whenever you need something. So I'm going to get these on my sheet pan, and then they will bake for 14 minutes. And I say approximately in my recipe because everybody's oven is different, and it's just about, I like it, I go more, I can't even speak. I go more by sight of what my cookie looks like than the time. Sometimes, depending on your oven, my last oven, I needed to rotate my pan halfway through the baking time. So if you need to do that, you can do that also. So we'll get these in the oven, and we will enjoy a cookie in a little while. All right. Okay, the cookies are all finished. So they came out kind of flat. I think that's because my butter was just way too soft, but they are still super gooey. Let me see if I can even pick this up and kind of pull it apart. They are still super gooey, which is what we like. I baked half the cookies. I didn't put pecans in the rest. So I did get pecans in mine. With my cookies, or with sweets, my milk, I have a frozen glass I keep in the freezer. I have a little bit of ice in here. That's the way I like to drink my milk. You might think there's maybe a little bit more salt than usual in a cookie recipe, but with that saltiness, it balances out that sweetness, and with the chocolate chips too. So I really like that hint of salt, where you can actually taste the salt. So I hope you try this recipe. Super easy. It comes together really quick. You can have homemade cookies. You can put the dough in the fridge if you want to bake it over a couple of days. Put it in the freezer, like I said, and just have homemade cookies at any time. Thanks for watching. I hope you hit subscribe, and if you like this video, share it with others for me. And hit the like button too, and comment if you have a tip or suggestion of what you'd like to add to your cookies. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.